Krishna devotees, we are waiting for the speaker. He will be joining in. Hare Krishna, Arjuna Sakha Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Is it possible to turn on your camera, Prabhu?
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today is the auspicious occasion of the disappearance days of Namacharya Srila Haridas Takura. We are very fortunate to have to hear from Arjuna Sakha Prabhu, who will be sharing the glories of Namacharya Srila Haridas Takura. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. And I think I'm audible, Prabhu, properly. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manohistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaikam Dadati Supadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakammalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanshamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Midam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakha Nitansa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpataru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Bhai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Panchatattvatmakah Krishna Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktaksham Namami Bhakta Sattikam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasatya Deshatari Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai Guru Gaurang ki jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, all glories to Shambhala devotee. Mancha kalpataru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Okay, so we are discussing about today's very auspicious day of appearance day of Srila Haridas Thakur. This is called Namachari Haridas Thakur. And this is especially when you are the follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa Raghunath, is very important and extremely important, particularly to discuss about the glories, particularly the pastime, the disappearance pastime of Haridas Thakur. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Haridas Thakur in Jagannath Puri, Haridas, Kali Kale Jabane Apar, Go Brahman Hinsa Kare Mahadurachar. इहा सवार के न सते होइबे निस्तार तहार हेतु ना देखिया ये दुख अपार. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Haridas Thakur, Haridas, please tell me what is the solution? Because the Muslim population, they are killing cows and they're unable to chant the name of Hari. What is the solution for that? Haridas, it is the example. What is the faith? Faith in the name, the ardent, undiluted faith in the name of Hari. How Haridas Thakur demonstrated this through this answer. Haridas, Prabhu, चिंता न करे हो जबनेर संसार देखी न दुख भावियो जबन सकेल मुक्ति होय अनयासे हाराम हाराम जे कले बोले नामाभाषे. This is the turning point. Haridas Thakur says, Prabhu, you don't worry because Javan, they're already being liberated because they have been always they chanting the name of Haram and Haram. And out of that Haram, Haram, they're getting the Namabhash. And this is the solution for that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy with this. Thereafter, there was a discussion. I'll not be going to the depth. And this is the indication the how the unflinching faith Haridas Thakur demonstrated in glorifying the name and also the chanting the name. So out of this discussion, we'll be understanding the four important pillars of discharging the duty of a devotee. What is the number one is the tolerance. From here, from Haridas Thakur's disappearance day, we'll be discussing about the four important aspects. Number one is tolerance. Number two is faith. How Haridas Thakur demonstrated undiluted faith, unflinching faith. Tolerance, faith. Third is sense of urgency, servitude. How to serve Lord. And what is the mood of serving? Third. And fourth is sense of urgency. So these are the four pillars of understanding of this session particularly. We'll not be discussing in detail about this pastime of where he come from, how he come from. We'll all know about this since you all know about Haridas Thakur. And we have been discussing for long platform, many various platforms. So we'll be glorifying the pastime, particularly disappearance pastime of Haridas Thakur. What is the mood of this? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it was Bhakti Vinod Thakur who is in his book called Navadip Dham Mahatmya. Navadip Dham Mahatmya, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he has demonstrated also and also narrated that how Haridas Thakur has appeared along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but actually he is none other than Brahma himself. he described this mood of Brahma because in the in the Leela of Krishna, in the Krishna avatar, in the Brahma Bimohan Leela, we all know Brahma has take this liberty and wanted to taste Krishna. He confused, he got confused and tested Krishna, and finally got to know that Krishna is no other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But how he got bewildered looking at Krishna's pastime is that Krishna was playing the role of an ordinary boy. He was playing with the local cowherd boys, and he was also doing this all many the small activities like stealing food, stealing makhan, stealing a lot of things. Stealing makhans, and also the playing the very ordinarily with this cowherd boy. And he was eating the food taking out from the mouth of these boys. And this actually, Haridas Thakur, Lord Brahma got disturbed. Because how come the Lord, who is always Sadashya Purnamiham Bhagavan Swayam Mayam, is full of all six opulences? He is the original creator of the universe, of the entire cosmos. How come he come and play with this ordinary boy like an ordinary boy himself? The boys are taking him for granted. How come that be? And because in Vaikunt, every Deva Devi, including the Brahma, and everybody, they worship Krishna in the form of Hari, and they see mostly the Ashwarya Bhav. Till then, they're just looking at the Ashwarya Bhav of the Lord. And the Benu Madhuri, Lila Madhuri, it has never been demonstrated, right? And that too in this earth, in this Prithvi. And Krishna came and demonstrated this Lila Madhuri. He demonstrated the Benu Madhuri, how to play as an ordinary boy, how to play role of an ordinary child, how to play the role of an ordinary friend, a Sakha, a lover, belover. And everything was ordinary. And that's why Krishna wanted to understand the transcendental mallow of the loving relationship with the Bhakta and Bhagavan. And that was so sublime, so ordinary, and so transcendental that each and every moment the Brajavasi used to releases that nectar. Aho Bhagyam, Aho Bhagyam. Brahmaji says, and finally he says, Aho Bhagyam, Aho Bhagyam. Kutah Punya Punja. They might have they might have accumulated this punya of the millions and millions of birth. And that's why Jad Mitra Paramanand, Purna Brahma Sanatan, is they're playing like an ordinary way they playing, the cowherd boys is playing. Just along with the Lord, the Supreme Lord. But that was the latter part. He has already done the mistake. How he can do the rectify? He has done the mistake by stealing the cowherd boys, the gopsakhas, the calf, and they kept for him 1 year, the full 1 year, whole of the year. And during that time, Krishna expanded himself. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has written all this stuff, all these things again in where? In Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. And this is the time after glorifying the Lord, Brahmaji took a initiative, took a challenge with a prayer. He prayed, Lord, and he started doing meditation in Navadvip Dham. He came to Navadvip Dham and he meditated. In the next Leela, he will be associated with the Lord and he play along, do the part of this Leela, but not in this form. And if you look at the few teachings of Brahma, Bhagavad Gita in Krishna says, Jajjadacharate srishta tattadeva itaro jana saeva pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. And we are the followers of the devotees, like Gopi Prattapada Kamalo Dasha Dashanu Dasha. And also being a sadhak, we're always desirous and praying to follow the footstep of Mahajanena Gatasya Pantha. And in this way, it is our fortune that we are following the footsteps of the great, great acharyas. Rupa Raghunath Pade Rahive Akuti, Kave Hama Bujivase Jugala Pirati. And when you are talking about the Rupa Raghunath, you are including Haridas Thakur also. We are including all the Panchatattva. We are including everyone that is coming in this lineage. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, right? Jagannath Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, all the acharyas we are following. But when you're talking about Haridas Thakur, that is unique, unique. Because he's always in the mood of a Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava. Let's understand the quality of a pure Vaishnava. Not go to the depth, but understand this very basic quality and what these qualities he has shown in exemplified all this quality, one and one, each and every qualities of a Vaishnava, Haridas Thakur demonstrated. Titikshavaha karunika suhrudam sarvadehinam ajat satruvaha shant sadhu shanam. This is the ornament of a sadhu. And that's why, what are the ornaments? Number one is titikshavaha, the tolerance. Utmost level of tolerance Haridas Thakur demonstrated. Karunika is shown this exemplified way of showing compassion to the other people. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given the instruction to Haridas Thakur. Suno Shuno Nityananda Suno Haridas. Grame Grame Ghare Ghare Karai Prachar. Amara Kya Guru Heya Tarai Deis Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. This is the example. This is the region that Haridas Thakur was instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself to go and preach the Harinam, the Krishna Katha in and around everywhere in the village, right, of West Bengal and Bangladesh now. Second, the second quality, because of this amazing level of compassion for the people. Titikshavaha karunaka, suhrudam sarvadehinam. Everybody is a part and parcel of the Lord. Jiver Sharup Hoy Krishna Nityadas. He was beaten by the people, by devotees, in fact, devotees. When in the very first encounter, he was worshipping, he was parikrama, doing the parikrama of Tulasi while chanting the name of the Hari. Harinam, he was chanting Harinam, doing the parikrama of Tulasi, and some devotees saw him and they thrashed him. And by the time he demonstrated this tolerance level, and Shuhrudam Sarvadehinam, he says, yes, we are not Brahmin, we are not, everybody has got the rights to be associated with the Lord. And that can only, the betterments, the benefits only be coming when you are understanding Jiver Sharupaya Krishna Nityadas, where the eternal part and parcel of the Lord. Suhridam Sarvadehina, Majat Satruvaha Shanta, Sant. That's why we all chant Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Exemplified qualities of a devotee. And you see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu benedicted Haridas Thakur in the pastime, the disappearance pastime that we'll be discussing today. So it is Brahma who has prayed to the Lord and given the instruction to all of us. Tatvenu kampasu samikhyamano bhunjan evam atmakrit vipaka. He prayed, and also he was praying in a very, very submissive mood to the Lord Krishna in the Brahma Bimohan Lila. After understanding what kind of mistakes that he have done, he says, I'm just like your child in the womb of your mother. He says to Krishna, oh Lord, I'm just like a child in the womb of your mother. I don't know and what I am doing, what kind of mistake that I'm doing. Please forgive me as mother forgives the child. The child kick, mother gets pain sometimes, but still the mother feels very happy. But similarly, I did a mistake and please forgive me. And that was always a kind of repentations for Haridas from Brahma, because he did a mistake. But not identifying Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And now he given this instruction to all of us, to all human beings. But giving instruction is not enough, right? Jajjad acharate srista tattadeva itaro jana. Acharan is important. And Haridas Thakur wanted to do that and demonstrate, as Lord Chaitanya demonstrated as a devotee, came to this earth, demonstrated as a devotee by following the principles of parampara, following the acharya. Similarly, Haridas Thakur played the role of a leader. Jad jad acharate srista. So he mentioned what to do. तत्वेनु कंपा सुसमीक्षमाणो भुंजान एवं आत्मकृत विपाकम हृदबाक वपुभि विधेय नमन्ते जीवेत मुक्ति पदेश दायवाक. And he also given another instruction. स्थाने स्थिता श्रुतिगता तनुभाक मनोभि ए जीत अजीत जित प्रशुति त्रिलोकी. So these are the two instructions he has given in Brahma Vimohan Lila. Number one, let's understand the first one. What he says, Tattvenu kampa susamikhyamar. Bhunjan evam atmakrit vipakam. Tolerate each and everything that coming in your life. Tolerate. As if you have done this mistake because of your past activities. But express your gratitude because of the facilities given by the Lord and engage in the devotional service unconditionally. Hrit, Bhak, and Manovi. Unconditional devotional service with the Lord, engaging your Hridaya, the heart, Bhak means your body, glorify the Lord. Mano is your mind. And then when you are doing this, even if you be in your life, you get liberated. And this is the demonstration, and he wanted to demonstrate now in the form of Haridas Thakur. The lot of repentations has already been done. Now Haridas Thakur wanted to glorify the Lord and also wanted to get the association of the Lord in the next birth. And he took a birth and he went to Mayapur, Navadip, and meditated. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so happy seeing this meditation, deep meditations of Brahmaji. And he blessed, yes, you'll be part of my life, in my Leela in the next time. And now Haridas Thakur, there's another point. He took a very precaution. Number one precaution is that I should not, as a devotee says, galti se bhi koi galti na ho. I should not do any mistake, even by mistake also. And Haridas Thakur was very, very alert by this time. So what is the first mistake? That we get pop up in life. And Haridas wanted to be ensured that at any cost, at no cost, he should be popped off in life. And as Kunti Maharani prays that the four areas that cause pop-up, and that's the very first thing, taking birth in a very opulent family. And Haridas now took birth in a very, very normal families, but in a Muslim family, so that he will not be having the pride of a Brahman. It took birth, that is now in Navadip. Nowadays, sorry, not in Navadip. Now Haridas Thakur took birth in Bangladesh. And initially, very, very beginning itself, and it is called the Vardhaman district of Vardhaman. Modern day cities in Bangladesh. And it was around 1491 century, 1491 around. Not exactly the date is not given. But Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim family, but he got associated with devotees soon, very soon. And he started roaming around this Ban in the jungle of Bangladesh. And he started inclining towards Harinam. And thereafter, a lot of pastimes that happens, how he got. Now what happens? There is a Ram Khan in the area because he was very, very close to Harinam, Hari and Harinam. And Ram Khan was there, and he was very, very jealous and envious to Haridas. And Haridas was staying in the jungle in the kutir, and Ramdas wanted to play a trick with Haridas. Ram Khan wanted to play a trick with Haridas. And Haridas, though he was very, very absorbed in chanting Harinam, and he was getting the transcendental mellow by chanting the Harinam of 92, 192 rounds every day, that is 3 lakhs. He vowed to himself that I'll not do anything if I'm not completing these 3 lakhs of Nam Jap. That was the level of attachment to the Harinam. And Ram Khan, what he did, he wanted to play a trick. This boy, who is this Haridas, now he's in the very youth, in the very vigor and very energetic youth. And by that time, this Khan wanted to blaspheme Haridas because Haridas glory everywhere getting glorified. And now he's getting popular by that time. And he was very, very, very envious. He wanted to taste and send. He took a challenge that he played all the tricks to divert this mind of Haridas Thakur from Harinam. And because he wanted to reconvert him as a Muslim. He's not following any kind of Muslim, no, is not doing any kind of things, right? But he's fully absorbed in Harinam. Now, what happens? The Khan sent various tricks, but he failed, and finally he got associated with a prostitute. And this prostitute, what happened? He wanted to. She took a vow that I will change Haridas Thakur. And he took a challenge of Khan, and he said that I'll convert Haridas Thakur and give me 3 days time. And Haridas Thakur will come to your feet. He'll come to your feet and he'll understand who is he. Now, the very first day, you all know, the very first day, the prostitute went to Haridas Thakur's kutir, and Haridas Thakur was absorbed in this Harinam. And Haridas Thakur says, and he expressed that he wanted to have a sleep with Haridas Thakur, but unfortunately, Haridas Thakur, before she even says anything he wanted to say, let's wait for some time. I'm yet to complete my duty. Let me fulfill the minimum number of rounds, and thereafter I'll come to you. She kept on waiting, waiting, and waiting. Whole night passed. Haridas says, now I could complete, but it is since already morning. Now why don't you? Again says, I will come tomorrow. Again she came next day. The same thing happened again. Haridas Thakur started chanting. This completed the round at this wee hour, very early hours in the morning. And again, she got disturbed. Now, the beauty is the associations and the glory of Harinam. Jibe in the second verse in Brahma Vimohan Lila, second instruction to all of us, we says the importance of the listening. Sthane stita srutigatam tanubak manohi e jita ajita jito prashuti. That means you can win the heart of the Lord when you are absorbed in hearing the glories of the Lord. And this glories of Harinam is also included in this glory because in Harinam everything is included. The Krishna Lila is also included here. So when Haridas Thakur was hearing the Krishna Katha in the form of Harinam, it was nectarian and he was enjoying each and every beats of it. But hearing the Harinam, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the glorification of the Lord, and Haridas Thakur was chanting loudly whole of the night. And how come it will not be affecting anybody? And Haridas was chanting, and the prostitute, what happened? She was sitting there, and he could hear and get melted. And the third day, Haridas Thakur, Again, in the third day itself, what happens? This same thing happened. And by that time, she became a devotee, a full devotee. Now, Haridas Thakur instructed her to give off everything, give off. She, in fact, voluntarily came and fall under the lotus feet of Haridas. And Haridas instructed her to be a devotee, forget about all the activities, all the sin that she has done, and to lead a life of a devotee. This is the power of association. Suhrudam sarvabhutana. This is the ornament of a devotee. Suhrudam sarvabhutana. What she has come? She came to blaspheme Haridas Thakur. But instead of, in lieu of that, what happened? She got melted and become a devotee. And even the devotee of some statue that she is very popular among this area, and people started to come and see her, have darshan of her in the past, in the later part. But this is the blessings of a devotee. When you get the associations of a great devotee like that, Haridas Thakur, this kind of things are bound to happen. Ram Khan again got to realize that he's not Haridas Thakur is not an ordinary boy or ordinary man. Now he could realize, and he fell under the lotus feet of Haridas. Now Haridas again instructed Ram Khan also. So this is how this happened. But Haridas Thakur, another very, very disturbing area is this, the Khan, other people, this reported the Kaji, that Haridas Thakur, being a Muslim, is chanting the name of Krishna and Ram. Is totally against this Muslim instruction. Muslim, well, they cannot tolerate this. And what happened? They instructed, even this Kaji instructed Haridas, instructed his servants to go and to bring Haridas and to this Bais Bajar, and instructed him to put chabuk, that means to punish him till death. The whole day they kept on beating, beating, and beating. And Haridas could tolerate. Whole of the day, they kept on beating Haridas left and right. And even this blood were oozing out. And this Haridas, even he was out of this, all these stops also, he was saying that you just do one thing. You cannot kill me. You cannot kill me. Because going back to every strike he was hitting home, it is hitting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was protecting Haridas Thakur. And Haridas Thakur very well knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that they will not be able to kill me. And they are instructed. And see the level of Suhrudam. If you don't kill me, and if give this message that I'm not killed, your Kazi will kill you. And I don't want you to be killed. And what Haridas instructing this boy, these servants, the soldiers, those who are beating Haridas, to tie him with the ropes and the stones and put him in Ganga. Because Haridas wanted them to liberate, not to be killed. This is the level of the magnanimous level of your Suhrudam. And Haridas Thakur, out of astonishment, Haridas Thakur came back. So this is the level that Haridas Thakur demonstrates Suhrudam and tolerance. Titikshava Karunika, Suhrudam Sarvabhutana. Somebody is beating you left and right, and you are praying for him. You're praying for him. And you are protecting their life. Otherwise, they will be killed. And so that he instructed them, you cannot kill me, and just tie me with the stones and the rope and throw me in the river and tell your Kazi that I'm dead, so that you'll be saved. But after a few days, Haridas came back. And again, He instructed this place. Now Haridas Thakur will be discussing some pastime of Haridas Thakur in Jagannath Puri. Krishna says, given instruction or maybe promise to Brahmaji that he will be visiting once in a day in the Juga avatar. And since Krishna in the form of in the Lord Chaitanya, Haridas in the form of Brinda, in Brahma as Haridas, now they are staying together in Jagannath Puri. In Jagannath Puri, Haridas Thakur was sitting just opposite. If you go to that opposite to Jagannath temple, and Jagannath temple, if you know, there is restriction for other communities to enter into the temple. And Haridas Thakur being a Muslim, he was not given the permission to enter. And Haridas Thakur never tried to enter. He knew that he is a Muslim, coming from the Muslim family. And being a Muslim, he will not be allowed inside. And he never tried for that. Instead, what he used to do, he used to sitting a far away place, in the little away place, and he'll be just looking at the two things. One is the chakra and the dhwaja. Pati tapavana bana. This is called Pati tapavana bana. Bana is the flag. The flag is called the Pati tapavana. Just having a glance of the Pati tapavana bana, any jiva get liberated. And the second thing is this Sudarshan. There is the Sudarshan at the top of the temple, Sudarshan, and above the Sudarshan is the Patita Pavana. And Haridas used to sit down and also always have a glance towards the flag as well as the Sudarshan of Jagannath temple, and remembering Krishna, Jagannath, always by chanting this name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was melted looking at Haridas Thakur. He used to come every day, bring prasadam for Haridas Thakur from Jagannath temple, and used to feed him. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Haridas Thakur sitting in the heat. He's not even sitting under this tree even. He was not having any kind of support, this shadow support. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand how Haridas is getting so much of tolerance and getting absorbed in the Harinam. And out of that mercy, what he did, he picked up the toothpick and planted just adjoining to Haridas Thakur. And what happened? Soon that toothpick turned into be a good tree, a wonderful tree. There is a wonderful pastime of this tree also. That's called Siddha Bakula. And if you go to Jagannath Puri, you'll see the glory of Siddha Bakula. We have little time left. So Siddha Bakula is basically, we'll not be discussing about the Siddha Bakula now, but still Siddha Bakula is there. Beneath the Siddha Bakula, Haridas Thakur used to chant. And today, if you go to the Haridas Kutir, you'll find the Siddha Bakula along with. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come each and every day and gives the blessings to Haridas Thakur, association to Haridas Thakur, and feed him with Jagannath Mahaprasad and go. That is the pastime they used to have with the Haridas Thakur. So now there is Haridas Thakur used to focus on chanting and also getting association with the Lord, great devotees. The devotees sometimes used to come to Haridas Thakur. They discuss Krishna Katha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come and used to have discussion with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, used to Krishna Katha. But the wonderful thing happened. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that Haridas Thakur is getting older. Now let's go to the pastime of this final pastime of Haridas Thakur. Let's read from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay. Haridas, Haridas wanted to give away this body before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared. That is the mood of Haridas actually. He wanted to disappear before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's leave this body, leave this place. And this is how he was in the sense of urgency. In the very pastime of Brahma Vimohan Lila, he did a mistake and he wanted to rectify very, very quickly. But this is the time that he has got, and he was very sure that is a limited time in the human form. And he never wanted to take risk. This is what we should feel like that, the sense of urgency. And here what we can sense. What is this? I missed this. Oh, sorry. Krishna Nama Vishtamana Sada Haridas Aranya Rahita Hilo Stri Bhav Prakash. Tritiya Divi, sorry, this is. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now this is the time what happens. Haridas wanted to uh, leave his body now. And he prayed. One day, what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to his place. And during that time, Haridas Thakur just touched the feet. He touched the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and looked up towards the eyes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and requested. Haridas says, Prabhu, I wanted to liberate now. I wanted to get rid of this body. I wanted to leave. And please bless me. And also, please, I wanted to leave just listening the Harinam from you, the glories of the Lord from you. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very well knew this is the time of Haridas has come, and he wanted to liberate him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picked up his leg and put leg on the chest of Haridas, and he started glorifying Haridas Thakur, and also started chanting this name loudly. He started chanting the name Harinam, Sankirtan very loudly. And what happens? Haridas Thakur. And there is everybody they're gathering, everybody, all of them were gathering there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited by the time, invited all of them. And he started doing Kirtan very loudly. And with this, Haridas left his body. Now, after leaving this body, it was, you see, when the Vaishnava passed away, the Vaishnavas passing away is also a celebration. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to, so that's how we should see of the departure of a Vaishnava. And that too of the Haridas cadre. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very, very well knew it because he was the one who given this Namachari to Haridas, looking at this unflinching love for the Harinam. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show how we should give, not in the form of tear, but in the form of the celebration, that we should enjoy this place. This particular time, definitely it is very difficult, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to demonstrate that how we should see of the departure of a Vaishnava. And he wanted to glorify Haridas Thakur and also picked up, and because you see, this Haridas Thakur, that Sargodwara is a little far away, and the place Haridas Thakur was cremated a little bit away, and Haridas, in order to forbid the farewell to Haridas, what he did, he picked up Haridas Thakur in his own both arms, and they started chanting, they're doing the kirtan, and he wanted, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did, he digged all of them being a Muslim, that he digged this the place, and thereafter put Haridas Thakur, and each and every all the devotees present there, they put the soil, and that's how they forbidden him. But the one thing Haridas Thakur, while giving this Haridas, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also started going to each and every shop. There is both the sides of the Bodadand, and he wanted to ask the support from everybody so that Haridas can be um, the uh, the formalities can be picked up very well. So he arranged for that also. There was a lot of arrangement happened, and Haridas Thakur was forbidden. That means was see up, and we could understand the how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed the Leela of Haridas Thakur. Here, the most important thing is that what we need to understand from here is Haridas Thakur and Bhishma Pitamaha, the two Mahabhav. Bhishma Pitamaha is Mahajan and Haridas Thakur is Namacharya. In the both pastime that we can see, the presence of the Lord directly there. In the in Bhishma Pitamaha, Krishna is standing just in front of Bhishma, and Bhishma is glorifying. And whereas in Haridas case, the Lord is glorifying Haridas. And he is also standing along with him, along with other devotees. So this is the glory of the death, the pastime of Haridas Thakur. And when you talk about this, especially the departure, it is so loving that whoever, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, whoever listen to the pastime, departure pastime of Haridas, they get Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem. Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita says, Anta kalesha mame vasmaran mukta kalevaram. Yat prayasi samad bhavam nasti asya sansay. And when you are dying or maybe remembering Lord in many forms, he is personified, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is standing along with, but along with, we have the Harinam. We may not be get the association of Lord directly. We may not be that fortunate, but we are definitely fortunate that the name, the Hari and Harinam are along with us. The Harinam is with us. And from this pastime that you can see, the glory of the death is definitely is there when you are associated with Harinam and living your life, living your body. So whether from the day one, from the very beginning of Haridas Thakur till the last minute, we can see the attachment to the Harinam and how he got associated with the devotees altogether. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu given this position of Haridas Thakur as this one of the topmost Brahmin in Jagannath Puri. There was a feast being organized, and if there was an invite for all the Brahmanas, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited Haridas Thakur as well. And in the Brahma Bhoj, if you go through the feast, there is Agra Bhoj happens. And the Agra Bhoj is given to those, the topmost Brahman of that community. And in Jagannath Puri, that process is still following, if you go to that. And in Odisha, that's been coming from the Odisha background. I have the same process still going on. In the Agra Brahma Bhoj, what happens? The Brahman, the topmost Brahman of highest cadre will be coming and taking the Bhoj in the first. And they will be given this proper place. They will be the judgman will be washing the foot of the Brahmanas. Generally, two Brahmans are being considered, and they wash it in the form of washing their foot and also putting tilak and all this stuff, offering flowers, garlands, and this Brahma Agra Bhoj. But here what happens? In the Brahma Bhoj, Brahman Bhoj, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed the judgman to please, the Agra Puja has to be done, and let Haridas Thakur be given that position. That is the position Haridas Thakur was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just because of what? Because he's an amazing high level of devotional service, unflinching level of faith on the Harinam. And with this demonstration, with this Leela, what we can see, that means Harinam is not just for the Brahmin and the first higher class of the people or Hindu. It is for each and everybody. Even Haridas, coming from the Muslim Parivar, he was given the position of the ardent Brahmins, the topmost level of the Brahman by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is coming from the different place, far away from Jagannath Puri. This place is not matter. Position is not matter. What matters is the unflinching faith and having the belief that I am non-different. Krishna's name is non-different from Krishna himself. So this is how we understand from Haridas Thakur, having an undiluted faith on name. Second is always in the belief that I am part and parcel and this servant, eternal servant of the Lord. I did mistake in my birth of a Brahma, but I wanted to rectify that mistake. Sometimes we also do mistakes in life. To err, to do mistakes is the human life, right? But how urgently we are rectifying that mistakes is very important. And Haridas Thakur given us this sense of urgency in his life, in his pastime. We also all understand being coming from the lineage, being instructed by acharyas, being instructed by gurus and parampara. Now we understand that we have a very limited span of time. And we are here because of our past mistake. Krishna bhuliya ji bhagavan chakare. And we are, because of the disease of the forgetfulness, we are here. Now, what is the urgency? The urgency is to take shelter of Harinam, take shelter of the lotus feet of acharyas and guru. And with urgency, we need to take shelter of Nam and chant the Nam with proper care and conviction. So first thing is urgent, the faith. Second is urgency. Third is you understand that I am eternal servant of the Lord. Haridas Thakur, very from the very beginning, the time they encountered with the devotees, those who were fighting, they were thrashing Haridas Thakur. That moment, Haridas Thakur was instructing them, and the Guru got melted. The very there, you are all eternal part and parcel of the Lord. How can Lord will be happy if you're thrashing somebody? Because Haridas Thakur saw a Brahman instructed someone of untouchable community to thrash him because he touched the shadow of the Brahman. And Haridas Thakur was coming from some different part, and he saw that Brahman instructed other people, the Kshatriyas people, to beat this Shudra. And he was almost beaten to death. Haridas came and rescues this boy. And he says, how come it be? We all are part and parcel of the Lord. And Lord will never be happy if you beat him like this. And they could understand, because there is a persona of Haridas Thakur was that they could understand he is not an ordinary man. And immediately they followed up the bag folded hand. He says, please forgive us. Haridas Thakur says, forgiving you is not enough. I will forgive you. That's not enough. But is Lord forgiving you? Then they asked, what is the solution for that? You must pay, must respect, and also must serve the boy to whom you have made offenses. You have done offenses against this man, you must serve him. And Haridas instructed these people, the mob particularly, to take care of him so that and serve properly. And they follow it very seriously. And this is how we learn. If you are doing any kind of mistakes or offense against Vaishnavas, then we should be very humbly accept that. And one thing that we will be learning from here is acceptance, the suffering. Haridas Thakur embraced the suffering, be it the beating of 22 Bazaar, be it embracing the suffering of any level. He's come to the kutir without any food, anything. He was not given anything. He was not allowed to go into the temple. Irrespective of everything, he was totally dependent on the Lord. So he embraces the sufferings. And for the what? So that suffering can be the weapon of life. When you are embracing this, accepting the suffering and accepting with heart, that become a weapon in life, particularly for devotee. And how it happened, you all know. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely merciful, the highly merciful on Haridas Thakur always. So first thing, that tolerance. Second is unflinching faith on the name and on the Lord. Right? Third thing that we are doing, that we are part and parcel, the eternal servant of the Lord, and the mood of service, mood of servitude. And fourth is the mood of urgency, sense of urgency. So that we have limited time and we can, with this body, we can get the association of devotee and get the mercy of the Lord. Nrudehadyam sulabham sudurlabham plabam sukalpam gurukarnadharam mai anukulena nivishyate editam. So this is the one thing. And also not only for myself, my life, but also it is my utmost duty to preach the name and glories of the Lord, so that others also get the transcendental loving exchange of love, loving the transcendental loving relationship with the Lord, which is eternal. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Haridas, Ghare Ghare, Grame Grame, Ghare Ghare Karai Prachar. And since we are following the footstep of Haridas Thakur, since we are following the footstep of Nityanand Mahaprabhu, since we are following the footstep of Acharyas, it is also our duty not only to liberate ourselves, not only to take care of ourselves, but also to take care of other people. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again is very disturbed. He's saying that how I'm very disturbed looking at the situation of the Malaysia, the community. What to do? Haridas Thakur was so assured, so sure about the, the power of Harinam, that only Harinam can liberate anybody at any condition. And we should have that kind of the level of unflinching faith in the Harinam. And this is how we got learning from Haridas Thakur. And that's how we should be. Mahajanayena Gatashapanta. Gopi Bhakta Padakamalu. Today, we should pray Haridas Thakur on his lotus feet, so that we get the blessings and mercy from him, so that we get the taste of Harinam. And if you summarize one word, one verse in the life of Haridas Thakur, what is he live in his life is Trinadapi Sunichena Tarureva Shahishnana Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Kirtaniya Sadahari. This is how he could chant the name of the Hari Sada, each and every moment, 22 hours in a day. 22 hours in a day. Even in the sleep also he used to chant, definitely, right? But if you look physically, if you'll see, 22 hours in a day he used to chant. And with this, with the level of depth of the mood of servitude, the mood of I am fallen, you see, what is his position? Brahma coming down. He is the secondary creator of the universe, considering himself as the most fallen. And who are we? Right? He's considering the most fallen. I am not qualified to enter Jagannath Puri. I'm not qualified to eat this prasadam. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are so merciful that you are giving me prasadam each and every day, though I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to see under the tree. I'm not qualified to take the shadow of the tree. Trinadapi Sunichena Tarureva Sahishnana. Sahishnana. And he always, it took one very meticulously, he did a vow to himself. Comes what? I'll not do any aparadh, particularly Vaishnava aparadh. And he was always extremely careful about these particular things. Vaishnava aparadh. because this is the one that may kill all your spiritual progress. Utmost care. So there are a lot of learnings from Haridas Thakur. We have limited time, and in fact, I'm sorry I could not go to the depth to this the 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 pastime from birth to the logistical pastime of Haridas Thakur, but I wanted to touch the connection of Haridas Thakur with the message of uh, Srimad Bhagavatam of 10th canto, 14th chapter, Brahma Vimohan Lila, particularly these two verses, how Haridas Thakur enlivened and instructed us and enlivened us as a devotee. Tattvenukampasu samikhyamano bhunjan evamatmakrit vipakam hridvak bakubhi vidhiya namante jivetaye mukti pade sadaiva. And the second verse we also discussed about sthane sthita shrutigatam tanubak manovi ejita ajita jito prasut ज्ञाने प्रयास उदुपश्य नमंत एव जीवंत सन्मुखरिताम भवतीय वार्ता स्थाने स्थिता श्रुतिगताम तनुभाग तनोभि. Instructed this two very important. He has given two instruction to us, and not only he has given the instruction, but he enlivened this in the form of Haridas Thakur. So all glories to Haridas Thakur, Namachari Haridas Thakur ki jai. And I, with a folded hand, I beg forgiveness because it was extremely difficult for me to glorify. Even Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, in Chaitanya Bhagavat, there is a part of glorification of Haridas Thakur. But glorify Haridas Thakur is not so easy. It is impossible. So I'll bring some part of that, what is being missed in Chaitanya Bhagavat, and put it, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, I'll put it in this particular things. So thank you very much for being patient with me, patience with me. And I beg forgiveness, and please forgive me if I've done any kind of mistakes. And there are many things that I'm sure that we have not touched upon, but wanted to touch this very basics, four qualities of Haridas Thakur here. Hare Krishna, all glories to Haridas Thakur. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Guru Gaurang ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. If you have any questions or anything to add, please, I request everybody, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arjun Sakha Prabhu, Dandat Pranam Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you very
Krishna.
much for walking us through the glories of Haridas Takura and his, a glimpse of his life. Thank you, Prabhuji. And I would like to sincerely thank devotees. Prabhuji was actually was having a travel plan, and he was in Chennai, and he was supposed to travel last night and reach Bangalore this morning. But after he requested the service, Prabhuji has altered his travel plan so that he reaches Bangalore yesterday night and can um, share the glories of Srila Haridas Takura. So I sincerely offer my obeisances to you, Prabhuji, for
Thank you very much,
this much
Prabhu.
level of dedication and sincerity. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much,
Um,
Prabhu, for giving the service. Though I'm very sorry that I could not prepare because I reached very late night and I didn't find time, even I was not having the proper I could not prepare properly, Prabhu. Sorry for that, and I beg forgiveness for that. Thank you.
it was a very nice class. I request the devotees to unmute the mic and share the reflections or questions. Krishna devotees, are you able to unmute the
Hare
mic?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Prabhuji, Brahma Vimochan Leela, Brahma will be there, no? That Brahma and Haridas Thakur is same, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. In our parampara that we consider Brahma and Haridas Thakur the same person. The incarnation of Brahmaji is Haridas Thakur. Some place that it is also mentioned is the combination of Prahlad Maharaj and Brahma. But majorly we consider Brahma as Haridas Thakur.
Oh, okay, Prabhu. Yes. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna.
Wonderful
Hare
class, Prabhu. I don't have any doubts, Prabhu. So happy to hear and make us so blissful the whole 1 hour, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Okay, Prabhu. So,
Any other comments from any other devotees? Ravilochana Gaurang Prabhu.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I request if you can throw some lights, Prabhu, inside, up.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, thank you for the class. So, my question is only one thing, the people do chant Hare. Ramacharya Prabhu, we cannot take example of our own, the way he Ramacharya chants is so many rounds, 192 rounds, and most of the times people do it. And there are a lot of glories which has been said about Harinam. A lot of glories are there. If one chants the single name of Lord, he'll be relieved of crores of sin. And people are chanting also. People are doing 16 rounds, 18 rounds, 20 rounds, 10 rounds, like that, But why the people are not able to get the desired result, even though they are chanting, trying to chant rounds of holy name? But why ordinary person is not able to get the result which is expected, and what has been told in the scriptures about the greatness of the Harinam? So where we are lacking, Prabhuji? Can you just throw a light on that, Prabhuji?
Yeah, very wonderful question.
Yeah.
Prabhu. Umakant Prabhu, thank you.
Hare
These are
Krishna.
really very wonderful questions. In fact, if you look at the stages, 3 stages of Harinam, right? First stage is Nam Aparad. Second stage is Namabhas. And third stage is Suddhanam. The time we are chanting, starting chanting, in the initial days, we are doing Aparad. So lots and lots of contamination are there in the heart. The soul itself is always pure. Like, for example, you are having a mirror. The mirror, you don't have to play any, or maybe you don't have to qualify this mirror, or maybe you don't have to take care of this mirror to enhance his own quality. It is already there. Similarly, the love of the loving relationship with Krishna is already there. But what is the lacking here? Like the mirror, the dosta is getting accumulated in the mirror. Similarly, we have so many contaminations overlapping our soul. Right? First thing. So initially, when we are very, very fortunate, Brahmanda Pramite Kon Bhagyavanji, Guru Krishna Prasad Paye Bhakti Lata Bees, when they get the nectar, the what do you call, the seed of devotion in the form of Harinam comes to us. By that time, we are already accumulated lots of unearth. So that is the first reason that we don't get initial days. Initially, we don't get this taste of Harinam. But gradually, what happens? You keep on chanting, still chanting, qualitative, not quality, quantitatively we keep on chanting. Still, Harinam is very, very powerful, and start gradually taking out this anarthas from the life. And gradually, what happens? We get the second level called Namabhash. You get this somehow able to feel the presence of this Namabhash. When you start feeling the presence of the Namabhas, you started drilling down the tears, little bit of a kind of emotional triggerings that happens in the life. That is the first stage that we get the encounter with this Namabhas. And that's how the build of the test gradually happens. But what is the reason that we're still not getting is Acharya says because of the aparad. So that's why we always pray to Radharani and Krishna, not only praying to Radharani and Krishna, but also praying to all the acharyas, praying to Guru especially to be merciful, and says, Sakale Shammana Karite Sakati Dehonath Jatha Jatha Tabito Gaibo Harinama Sukhe Aparad Apahata. The aparad is the most important things. And that skills are the test for Harinam. But we should be always in the mood of prayer to Krishna, always in the mood of prayer to Acharya, to Radharani, and also to the Guru and Parampara, to empower us so that we stay away from the arm aparadh. We'll be discussing sometimes about we have limited time, we don't have the time. We'll be discussing about aparadh. You try to understand what is the kind of aparadh if you do, then the taste of Harinam goes away.
Sure,
The
Prabhu.
Harinam-
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Prabhu. So you should be careful about that and always will pray.
Sure, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu,
Krishna,
can I add
Prabhu.
one point, Prabhu? Can I add one point, Prabhu, on this?
Yes, Prabhu. Please, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I think, as Umakant Prabhu has mentioned, the standard set by Haridas Takura is very, very high, and we are all Sadhaka devotees. And we may not be able to see the taste like what Haridas Takura has seen or realized. But one fact is that Prabhuji was mentioning about the results. The fact that we are able to continue, I hear this from one of the senior, sannyasis. The fact that we are able to continue the chanting despite all our shortcomings and anarthas and aparadhs, that itself is a result or blessing that we have continued blessing and mercy from Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas. Otherwise, we will not be able to touch the chant bead, or there are so many millions and crores of people. They are not able to chant, but we are very fortunate. Despite our all shortcomings, we are able to chant. That is actually a demonstration of the fact that
This
the
is
result is
wonderful.
there.
Correct, bro. This is a wonderful point, bro. Even in this age that we are continuing your chanting. And second thing is that in order to do that also, there is very important points. That means at least if you're chanting 8 rounds or if you're chanting 16 rounds, at least try to focus at least 2 rounds very carefully. At least hear each and every verse carefully. It will not be possible to do for 16 rounds. At least for 1 round or 2 rounds also, start listening whatever you are uttering. Hare Krishna, Hare, every verse. So that will be developing this, removing the anartha. That will be a good way to remove your anartha inside.
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Correct. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, Ravilochana Prabhu, I think you were trying to say something.
No, I was
Last
just
comment.
saying thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class. I think it was a good nectar. It was really very relishing to hear about our Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So thank you for the wonderful rendition of the various pastimes. It's really purifying to hear that. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Any 1 or 2 sentence, Prabhu, for all of us we'll be hearing from as a Amrit, Prabhu, from you.
From me.
Yes, Prabhu.
You're putting me in a spot differently.
No, hearing from you will be is a blessings for all of us, Prabhu.
Nothing of that sort. But certainly I would, like the way you talked about the tolerance and humility. I think that's one thing of Namacharya we really have to follow. I mean, Haridas Thakur, despite, he took himself to be in such a lower situation. And this is not done superficially. And how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifies him. He says, he's completely, what do you call, he gets melted down by his humility. So that's something, I mean, that's one of the real backbone of our movement and what we do, to actually remain very humble. And that's a very, very tall order. But, I think that's one point which I really get from Haridas Thakur. And, again, various acharyas who actually demonstrated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thanks a lot. Wonderful point.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Here I wanted to just mention this shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhe etatam visiddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvataha. So in out of 1 crore, 1 person can get pure bhakti, no Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
And this is particularly, in fact, if you are the biggest mercy, if you look at this glorious discussion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raya Ramanand, the glorious discussion, if you find time, please read that. And what is the ultimate benediction, or maybe the krupa of the Lord? The ultimate krupa of the Lord for a jiva is not getting the Krishna prema in Golok Vrindavan. But if you're able to hear this Lord's, the Katha, Krishna Katha, if able to discuss Krishna Katha among the devotees, that is the glorious movement of the Jiva. And you just see how Prabhupada is so merciful that he has given this platform to listen the Krishna Katha. And from devotees, Matchitta Matagata Prana Bodhayant Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Tushyam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. This is a glorious, glorious movement for all the jivas. And as you mentioned, Mataji, Manushyanam Saraswati, how many of us are getting this benefit? How many of us are getting these blessings? So we should feel always blissful, merciful, but we should also distribute this to others so that they also get the nectar. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, devotees. Thank you once again, Prabhu, for sharing the wonderful nectar of Haridas Takura. We will end today's session with the Vaishnava Pranam.
Yeah,
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhobhye vishapatithanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. By God, so tomorrow we will have a very special class in the temple, glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam, and Bhadra Purnima. Monday we have Bhadra Purnima. We will have a special class on that. I request the devotees to join the class to take advantage of.
And one more announcement, Prabhu, tomorrow from 7 p.m. till 5 p.m. on 8th, that is morning, the temple will be closed because of yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. Tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. We will be closing the temple until Monday morning, Mangalarti, due to Chandra Grahan, lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I will end the Zoom session now. Thank you, devotee.